Okay, here's a little glimpse of the black magic that's all around us, and I just want to start off by saying thank you for joining, and here we go with the spells. We already been talking about the spells, and you all learn your spelling at your very first start in the schooling system, but they don't tell you everything, that every word has a duality, such as bet here. This is the second letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and it also means womb as well as house. So every word of the alphabet has a duality, has a dual meaning. And that dual meaning, all right, such as for bet here, which means house, you can find Beth in the word Bethlehem. Lehan means bread, so it means house of bread, all right? So it's not just Bethlehem, it means house of bread. So not many people know that, but that's how it works. It's the same thing for the days of the weeks, where you have in French every day of the week, lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, has a dual meaning. It is associated to some of the planets around us. So we have the word grammar, which is associated to the word grimoire, which is the book of spells. Now that's odd enough. Okay, so let's see what grammar is all about. It's a way of putting words together in order to make a sentence. Now, what's so big about that? Well, we know that words are swords, and a sentence, what is a sentence? It's the punishment passed on a convicted person. Now that's odd enough. You went from spells to grammar to words with swords, and now you have a convicted person. Now, a sentence is a group of words written down beginning with a capital letter. Now, what does this have to do with anything? Well, capital, if you look at the word capital, the definition, it's involving or punishable by death. We went from spells to grammar to all this, and now we have a capital mixed into all this. And if you look inside your government papers, your name is in all capital. They already associated you with black magic, and they sentence you to death. All right? They're dealing with a dead person. This is your straw man. When the judge, who is dressed in black, and there's a reason why he's dressed in black, because black has to do with black magic, and the B for black means duality. So when he calls out your name, he practices duality, don't worry. And he practices with the spelling when he sentences you. Okay, so the capital here, when he calls out your name, you can't see what he's reading from. So if he says through the courtroom, "Are you John Smith?" and you answer yes, you just attach yourself to a dead entity, which is your name written in all capitals. So that's a little trick, a black magic trick that happens in our system, all right? And then obviously you're going to get the sentence. But that's, according to them, okay, because you've got a capital letter that starts your name, or in your name. So they play this little word magic because the government, again, it's about the manipulation of language. Government means control mind, and all they do, they don't produce anything, they just use word magic. They manipulate the language. So this is a good example of it. And there's another one here, which is when you sign your name, you sign it in cursive. And if you go look at the definition, if you go back, cursa, all right, is the communication with the dead. So he asks you to sign something, and now we've completed the circle, okay? He's communicating with the dead, all right? Dead. So everything in our system has a little bit of black magic, all right? And when you are basically signing your name, you're cursing yourself, all right? And that's a covenant. We've seen this in black magic. The X here is the mark, is also a covenant. All right? So there's a lot of hidden meaning in what's going on around us. And when you start understanding sentences and spelling, when you look into the religious books, all right, oh, here's he's the personification of the alphabet. But if you look inside your religious books and you start believing this, you're actually casting yourself under a spell. All right, these are spells to be cast. These are black magic. All this is black magic, and you are going to be trapped in a sentence. You will be sentencing yourself to whatever nonsense this is. Because when you, let's say, as example, if they ask you, have you accepted, let's say, the Quran, Islam, have you accepted Judaism, have you accepted Jesus Christ? You don't know what you've accepted, all right? It's like one of those open-end contracts, because the words, you don't know it's about spells and black magic. You've accepted black magic inside your life. So this is how it works. If you're ignorant about the structure of all this and how it was created a long time ago, and it was left in our language and it was never corrected, man will never see the end of its curse. And this is the curse. This is the black magic. Thanks for listening.